It's not often you get to start a podcast with some breaking news, but that's exactly what we have because the Patriots have traded Rob Gronkowski, who's been retired for the last season, to the Tampa Bay Bucks, where Tom Brady resides. That is unbelievable. According to Adam Schefter, Patriots trade Rob Gronkowski and a seventh-round pick to the Bucks for a fourth-round pick. Earlier reports emerged that the retired Patriots player told New England that he was interested in playing football again, particularly in Tampa Bay with his former teammate, Tom Brady. Frankie C is here. So is Janine. We'll go to Frankie C. What do you think about this? Gronkowski, the rumors were he was going to come back ever since the day he retired. Who'd have thunk he pulled the old switcheroo and go play with his old pal Brady?
It's a weird situation because a couple of questions come to mind here.
Yeah.
One, if he's retired, how could anybody trade him?
Good question, because when you retire from the NFL, you can say you're retired, kind of like the way Michael Scott declared bankruptcy in The Office. If you just yell it, it counts.
Okay.
There's
But he didn't have to play.
He didn't have to play because you can say I'm retiring. But the caveat is, unless you officially submit your papers, you're not actually retired. Once you put in those papers, then you're done. But until you put in those papers, you can just say, hey, I'm retired. And there's this gentleman's agreement between the team and the player, which is they don't pay you, you don't show up. But they still
he
own
didn't
his
play
rights.
last season,
Correct. Yeah, he worked for Fox.
and he still got paid by the Patriots.
No, he didn't get paid. So that's the
He
thing.
didn't get paid. Okay.
Don't show up, don't get paid. You're retired. That's okay. He never submitted the paperwork, which is why everybody thought he was going to eventually come back at some point anyway. Everybody thought he was going to come back late last season for a championship run, but that never happened. So that's why it's a little surprising to see him doing this move today, which let's be thankful for the little things. He could have broke this story at any time. Let's thank God he did it during quarantine, so we got something to talk about.
Like literally before we went live too. That was good.
Saved us here today, so that's pretty good. But yeah, this is
My other question.
Go ahead.
I had two. My second question is, do the Patriots not like winning anymore?
I don't know.
Brady's gone. Gronk is gone.
Yeah, this is all Bill Belichick kind of saying like, hey, it's time to move on. Here's one thing I'll say about Belichick. And I mean, you can't argue with the championships and everything else, but he's been flat out brilliant, frankly, at knowing when to cut a player loose. Like he knows, like no matter how successful they are, you look at his long history, he has known the exact right moment to say, thanks, but it's time for you to go. And he's never been afraid to cut a player up to and including the last, what was the guy who we just had, Antonio Brown. They had him for a week, and then he was like, you know what, it's not worth it. He's gone.
Janine looks confused.
Yeah, they had Antonio Brown for a week, and then they were like, enough.
Yes, Antonio Brown.
Janine, yeah, what do you think of them not having Antonio Brown, Tom Brady, and Gronk?
Boy, I have so much to say on this topic.
Yeah, I want to know what you're. Tell
There's
me about
not enough time in the show today. That's awesome.
No, I thought you were going to give me a philosophy on the Patriots secondary.
The only thing I care about football is the scandals. That's about it.
Not even.
I don't understand the sport.
Well, I'll tell you what's crazy interesting for me is that this is happening at a time right now with the Patriots where Belichick is kind of like, hey, Brady's done. There's no reason wasting $60 million on him over 2 years or $50 million over 2 years. Let's cut ties now and move on. At the same time that this Michael Jordan documentary is airing. Have you seen this Michael Jordan documentary?
No.
No, we're going to watch part 1 tonight.
Okay, Janine, watch it. It's called Last Dance. It's all about the last year of the Chicago Bulls dynasty. And it's really about Michael Jordan, but it's about the whole entire team in their last year. And they had the same exact issues. The general manager, Jerry Krause, wanted to break the team apart after their 5th championship. And some of the things that he did caused some schisms which they never recovered from. They eventually wound up winning a sixth, despite Jerry and what he wanted to do. But the team broke up after that, and then they never won again. Who knows if he would have just kept everybody together? The coach left, Pippen left, all these people started leaving. He couldn't keep it together. Who knows how many more? They might have won 4 in a row. They might have won 7 out of 9 championships, you know? But this Krause guy, got so egotistical that you know, he was so butthurt that Jordan was getting all the credit, and then Pippen was getting a little bit of credit, and then Phil Jackson was getting a little bit of credit, and nobody was talking about the fact that he put the team together, that he essentially wanted to break them up to prove I can just build another championship team and win again, and he never, ever did. So that's kind of what's happening here with Belichick, because this little Tom Brady leaving this year was the result of 2 years ago. Belichick wanted to move on from Brady to Jimmy Garoppolo, and Robert Kraft, the owner, stepped in and said, no, you can't do that. And they wound up trading Jimmy Garoppolo. Isn't that correct, Janine?
That is 100% correct.
Yeah, sorry, I cut you off. I thought you were going to say that, but I felt the need to just hop right in there and do it.
It's like you're reading my mind.
Janine, I think the turning point, correct me if I'm wrong, you could agree with me or not, but the turning point for most of the Bulls players was the movie Space Jam. Now, when that came out, I mean, you got to those monsters brought some game, and that playing that game might have worn some of those players down.
That true. I agree with.
That's true.
I actually know a whole lot more about basketball than I do football, especially during that era too.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but we all remember, like, we were in the prime. Yeah, we were in the prime market, like, demographic for basketball during those Jordan era. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I was trying to get into Gaetano's pants at that time, so I learned a whole lot about basketball.
There you go. Gaetano
Mission accomplished.
Was your boyfriend at the time, now husband and father of all your children?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
As far as we know.
Tune in on Thursday when Maury will be here to test that out and confirm or deny.
Well, now you can just go to CVS and get a paternity test too as well. So.
Is that right? That's at
CVS?
Really?
No, you really can. There's paternity tests there.
That gives me confidence that we'll have a coronavirus test pretty soon then. All right. On top of just trading for Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady was caught violating the stay-at-home order and was caught in big fashion and called. By the way, they could have swept this under the rug. I don't know what the idiots in Tampa are thinking. So Tom Brady was in some park working out. Some park police person, came over and was like, hey, you got to go. Realized it was Tom Brady and went and squealed and told the mayor. And the mayor went ahead onto the local news, and she told the story on the local news channel.
The big thing there was, the park is closed, and you're a noticeable person. No one's gonna you're Tom Brady. You're not gonna get, I know you want to get away with stuff. Maybe he wasn't even trying. Maybe he didn't even know it was closed. But to be fair to Tom Brady.
No, he knew it was closed. He was going to have a workout.
Nobody in Florida, though, is obeying anything.
That's why I don't like him.
That's pretty true.
Why? Wow. You don't like him because he doesn't obey the laws? That's not really.
No, I just never liked him, honestly.
It's incited. So
all right, here's the
let's
mayor.
talk about how wonderful our sports teams are to step up.
Actually,
I always tell people I'm not one to gossip, so you didn't hear this from me. But
actually, you know what? That's terrible audio. I can't even hear her. Anyway, that was the mayor actually outing Tom Brady on the 6:00 news last night in front of everybody.
Come on, Tom.
I mean, look, I get it. He just got there. He wants to have a workout. He's running in the park or whatever. Just keep your mouth shut. If you come across your prized possession, right?
That's true, yeah.
This guy is basically going to be the messiah of Tampa Bay. Nobody gives a crap about Tampa Bay one iota outside of this guy now, and they're outing him on the first day that he's just trying to get a little stretch going in the park. That sucks balls.
Well, it does, but you gotta. You're a man. You're a celebrity. And the first thing that happens, I mean, no one's going to sweep that under the rug. Everybody's looking to make some kind of headline. Plus, this is the whole no publicity, bad publicity. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Right.
So Tampa Bay got a little headline there.
Yeah.
And they're also enforcing the law. Now it's a little, thumbs up for Florida now because, hey, look at them enforcing the stay-at-home rules.
Mm.
True, I guess.
We aren't as dumb as we think.
Right.
I just think like cover up for your guy. Like you don't need that headline today. Like, oh, he can't even follow like the simplest of rules.
Right.
This completely, and I know Frank, you hate this phrase in particular, but it broke the internet, and I am so surprised at how popular that this thing was. But Stanley Tucci made a Negroni on Instagram, and people are going friggin' crazy for this guy just making a Negroni. Here's a little clip of Tucci making this Negroni up.
What are you going to make me? A Negroni. Mm. Would you like one?
I would love one.
Great. Do you mind if I get my wine?
No.
Thanks. I have it.
He's kind of got like the
Hurry up.
little like
And I'm back. All right. So, a Negroni.
put a sexy voice on.
Negroni up. Mostly people have Negronis on the rocks. And I think actually they're quite nice up. So, a fair amount of ice in a shaker. Whoops.
Oops.
And use your hands because it's the most hygienic way of getting ice into a shaker. All right, then what you want is a double shot of gin. If you don't like gin, you can use vodka, and maybe you could just lace it with gin. Just put a little gin on the top, just to give
He
that
kind of
little bit
speaks
flavor.
very seductively, doesn't he?
I got to tell you, I could listen to him read the phone book.
Vodka. To me, that's a shot. It's not
Yeah.
gin. It's not. So, a shot of sweet vermouth, and use a good sweet vermouth. If you can find a good.
You could use a good sweet vermouth is the key. All right, here's Stanley Tucci, and I'll ask you, Janine. Sex symbol? Because I feel like move over Bradley Cooper. Here comes Stanley Tucci.
I think he's
The
underrated.
key is though, you gotta show him in that video.
I
You
don't
can't
think
show that picture that you just showed.
I don't think he's much more sexier in the video.
He's kind of bringing it with the t-shirt. There you go.
That's it. That's him in the video. There he is.
Not too bad.
See, there you go.
I do think he's underrated, though, as an actor.
First of all, I think he's one of the great actors of our time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I also
He's very versatile.
I feel like somebody should call me out at this point, but I like when I'm first on something. But I feel like I was super early on Stanley Tucci, back from the days of. I'll tell you what the first movie was I saw him in. What was it? It had to be you. It Could Happen to You.
Okay. I think that's it.
The one with
Sure.
Nicolas Cage, where he look. Janine's like, I think that's it.
With the lottery ticket.
Yeah, with the lottery ticket. Yeah, that's it. Did you
Yeah.
really know, Janine, that was it? That's what I was talking about?
No, I really did.
I thought you were just messing with me. Like, yeah, that was it.
I
That's
thought
the
you were
one.
going to say Devil Wears Prada, but okay.
Dude, see, that's what I'm talking about. I feel like most of the world got in on Stanley Tucci on A
When
Devil
then?
Wears Prada.
His most underrated work is Jury Duty with Pauly Shore. Not many people know he's in that, but he's in a big role.
That's
In
right.
Frank,
Jury Duty with Pauly
Is that
Shore.
your finger, or are you happy to see me?
A little of both, but it's my finger.
Are you
Stanley
happy to see
Tucci,
Stanley
who's,
Tucci?
who's
Happy to
from
see everyone.
Stanley Tucci, who is from New York. He from Peekskill, New York. He has been in a ton of stuff, including Jury
has.
Duty. I can't believe you pulled that out of your rear end there, Frank.
He was great in that. It's an underrated movie, I think.
I think
I don't know
you're.
about that.
I think
I
you're
don't think
a
it's a
psychopath.
great movie. I think it's an okay movie. If it's on, I'll watch it.
What happened to Pauly Shore?
Oh, he's alive.
A lot.
He turned into Richard Simmons.
He does look very Richard Simmons-esque. Yeah. Is Richard Simmons still alive, or did he die?
He is. No, he's still around.
He is, but don't you remember that story? He was like held captive in his house by some woman.
Yeah, that was a rumor, and he appeared after that and said, "No, that's ridiculous. I just wanted some time alone." And he kind of went under the radar for a while.
Let's find him.
All right, let's go back to Stanley Tucci's.
Sorry.
Stanley Tucci's been in it. Also, Hunger Games was big for him.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
All right, let's see. Devil Wears Prada was 2006 already. Jesus.
Wow.
He was great in The Terminal.
He was, yeah.
Right? Like movie stealer in The Terminal.
The jerk that runs the terminal.
He was phenomenal in America's Sweethearts, which is a great movie.
Oh, I like that one.
With Billy Crystal. I'll tell you, my underrated one for him came out in 2001. I'll share that with you in a second. What did you say? Jury Duty was 1995, and he actually the role he played was Frank.
Damn right.
It Can Happen to You came out in 1994, so that was just before Jury Duty. And he played the Eddie. Remember the Eddie Biasi School of whatever it was that he did. School of Dance or Actors, I forget. Whatever, he was trying to hustle his ex-wife out of money. He was also in Beethoven in 1992. I've seen that one.
Hey, the Tooch spanning 3 decades.
Dude's been working since he was in Miami Vice. He was in an episode of Miami Vice. He was in Who's That Girl? A lot of people like that one. Madonna.
I like that movie.
He was in... The first thing he was in was 1985.
Damn.
4 decades.
Yeah, so he has been working. Most underrated Stanley Tucci role for me, it's a phenomenal movie. I can't
wait to hear this.
I can't wait.
I'm gonna judge you so hard on the next thing you say.
It was a phenomenal movie. I don't know if a lot of people saw it because it was an indie. I'm trying to bring up the poster here because my man Eddie Burns made this movie.
We are on the edge of our seats.
Sidewalks of New York. You ever see it?
No, and you're a loser.
I don't think so.
Sidewalks of New York.
That was my answer, no matter what.
One of the great Eddie Burns films. I love Eddie Burns.
Ed Burns.
He is the greatest.
Rob Gronkowski.
Did I ever tell you?
Whatever.
Did I ever tell you my Eddie Burns story?
I'm surprised you have an Eddie Burns story.
I've had Eddie Burns when on the morning show. Eddie Burns, I was supposed to have him on.
Who's he married to?
He's married to somebody.
Model, right?
Yeah, a big time model.
Okay. Yeah, so I love Ed Burns.
Yeah. He was supposed to I think he was supposed to call in one day and he didn't call. And I was promoting it all morning. I was like, Eddie Burns is calling in.
No.
I was so excited. He never called. So I just didn't think anything of it because you get blown off all the time. He texted me later on that night. I'm so sorry that I missed our call earlier. Can I come in to make it up to you?
Oh, what a nice guy.
He came in the next day or the day after. I forget what it was. Came into the studio, did an hour.
I remember this.
Yeah, he did like an hour with me. I was so upset. Like I'm going to get my Eddie Burns interview because I don't know when I'm going to get it again, that I blew past the end of the show and I went into the next person's show for like a half hour, 40 minutes.
Oh, I was right. You're a jerk.
Wait, Nick had a run-in with him too.
With Eddie Burns?
A run-in?
Yes, at a coffee place near where he works. I believe it was him.
This doesn't sound friendly.
No. He was like, I think he was just nice. He wasn't a dick, so.
Look at this. Starring a young Rosario Dawson. She was in that movie.
Okay.
There's a ton of people in that movie. There's There's Tooch Manooch. Look at that guy right there.
There's the Tooch right there.
He played this.
Was he always bald?
I think so. He was born that way, actually.
He was born bald. And just
like Gaga.
stayed that way.
Yeah, he was just born that way. Him and Heather Graham? Is that Heather Graham?
I can't see it. You're going to have to hold it a little more to your left.
Yeah, Heather Graham. It says it right here. He plays he plays the biggest scumbag. Dennis Farina's in this movie. It's a really great movie.
Oh.
Dennis Farina from Chicago.
Yep. Yeah, that's like the greatest. That is the greatest. But he was good as Eddie Biasi for sure. He was really good in that.
Hey. Now, did you ask Ed Burns why he looks so much like Ben Affleck?
You think?
I did not.
I think he could be his brother or his stunt double at least.
Oh.
He's the poor man's Ben Affleck.
That's insulting. He's not the poor man's Ben Affleck.
All right, Ben Affleck is the poor man's Ed Burns.
There you go.
But here's my question, because this video is really like lit like the place on fire. Is there a classier thing than Stanley Tucci in a tight black T-shirt and making a Negroni in the middle of a quarantine?
I gotta say that I never wanted an alcoholic beverage so much in my life.
Like,
he
not
sold
me
it,
too.
man.
Now I want to make one.
Right? Like, I mean, like, he's like, who knew? Like, I mean, I think he's like a legit sex symbol. Like, guys kind of want
to be the next Bond.
Yeah, like guys want to be him
yes.
and girls want to be with him.
I would say yes.
Some woman tweeted, not to be horny on Main Street, but Stanley Tucci doing a cocktail masterclass is one of the most erotic things in the world. That was a legitimate tweet from somebody.
She's not wrong. I mean, he's got the suave and just the charisma.
He is.
You know.
I'm gonna pile on top of your charisma word there, Frank, and you tell me if I've gone too far here. Debonair. Mm-hmm. The word I think is debonair.
You're a loser, and I hate you.
But he's kind of he's very debonair. He's very debonair.
He is. I think I summed it up nicely, but you want steal the thunder? Go ahead. It's fine. No, I'm kidding. No, he is debonair. Very classy. He's got that whole little the bar set up nice.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
He's got his own shaker, He's got his own alcohol shaker.
He's got the confidence.
He looks like he smells good.
He does look like he smells good. I can't imagine him smelling bad, is the thing.
No, really.
Yeah.
You could just look at someone and say,
he looks like he smells like he just shaved.
Mm-hmm.
Like he smells like soap.
Would you, Janine, would you think Stanley Tucci's attractive? Would you go after Stanley Tucci?
Yes. I really do think he is attractive.
Really?
I do. We definitely send a new
question asked, question answered.
It feels like move over Bradley Cooper. Stanley Tucci is the sexiest man alive right now.
I would rather Stanley than Bradley.
Which to me is one of the many reasons why I don't get women altogether, because these two people cannot look farther from the opposite of one another. And
it's about charisma and that confidence that he has.
I guess so. I guess so. Go ahead.
Stanley in Devil Wears Prada versus Bradley in that movie with Gaga. That's a tough choice then.
That's your call.
What about you guys? Who would you rather?
See, but I think he's more. You know what? Another one I was going to throw out was not Devil Wears Prada, but Julie and Julia. Jury duty. Jackets. Did you see Julie and Julia? He plays Julia's wife there, a husband. I mean,
I did not.
His wife.
Yeah. No, I did not see that one.
I did not see that either.
You didn't see Julie and Julia?
No.
What's wrong? What do you guys don't have TBS?
And a not so interesting story about that is that I thought the first time I heard the name of that movie, I thought it was Julia, like Julianne Fries.
Uh-huh.
So I thought it was like dissecting Julia, like Julia Child. I thought it was like, getting to know her mind. That's what I thought it was about, like a documentary on Julia Child.
That's what you thought it was about?
That's what I thought it was about. I thought it was Julia and Julia.
Oh, Frank.
That is so horrific.
I told you it wasn't that interesting.
No, it's horrible. But
Very random.
I've had those thoughts too, which is why I'm not abusing you. I'm not about that in particular. But you ever have those crazy, stupid, weird thoughts and you just can't get it out of your head? You just obsess over it for a long time?
Yeah, I still think they should make that movie. Okay, go ahead.
You know that movie about space with Sandra Bullock?
Gravity.
Okay. Tell me why I thought that movie was about aliens.
Because it's in space. I could see that.
Yeah, that's not far-fetched.
Well,
and I think at the same time, there was a movie that came out. I think Jake Gyllenhaal was in it, where there was like an organism on a spaceship. Maybe you kind of mixed them up.
No. I remember went to go see the movie. I think Sabby was there too. And the whole movie, I kept saying to Gaetano,
Where's
the aliens? Where's the aliens? And at the
then when
end,
Clooney
I was
showed up.
so pissed. Yeah, exactly. I was so pissed. And I was like, because I love alien movies. I was like, so that was a waste of my time.
That's a Dwight.
Because number one, I didn't like the movie. And where the fuck were the aliens?
That's a Dwight Schrute thing, though. He did that. He did that with Bear Man. And what was the movie he confused it with? I forget.
I don't know.
But he was like, I went to go see Bear Man, and he accidentally saw another movie. He was like, but I sat through the whole movie because that's the thing with bears. You never know when they're going to attack.
So what's your dumb moment, Ed? Your dumb thought?
I don't know, but I've definitely had those. I'll have to think about it, but I've had those thoughts where you see something or you hear something incorrectly, but you can never shake it, and then you get obsessed with it, and then like you built out a whole premise on this stupid idea that it was Julianne, and like
I have another one.
I have definitely done
it's
that.
It's a cooking
Stupid.
term, and go ahead. What's yours?
I feel like I've definitely invented things based off of misunderstanding something, and that I've created this whole other weird thing that doesn't even exist off of just misunderstanding something. But what were you going to say, Janine?
Oh, this is I don't even know if I should tell you this one.
That's what I want to hear.
Well, you brought it up now.
Look, I'm getting hot just thinking about it. How stupid this was.
That's what she
8th
said.
grade.
Mm-hmm.
Science teacher asked the whole class, where does New York get their water supply from? What did I say?
Heaven.
Poland.
Because of Poland Spring?
Yes. I legit was like, oh, I know. And he's like, Mr. Wall.
Oh, no,
And
you
he's
were
like,
all
what's your answer,
excited.
Janine? I legit was like, oh, I know this question. I know this answer. Poland. And he was like, blinking at me.
Their supply of bottled water. That's where we get it. What's the problem?
You sure that's your answer? Yeah, it's Poland.
Oh, God. That's hysterical. You thought we got our water from Poland?
And another one. Wait, this is really stupid. This is high school.
By the way, and I don't want to correct you, but just so you know.
I know it's upstate New York.
Well, I was going to say we get it from Aquafina, but still, whatever it is, it's fine. Go ahead. What was the other thing?
And this, I was convinced I knew this answer, but I was totally wrong. Was Lord of the Flies the book with all the kids on the island?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. English class, 9th or 10th grade. Was it Piggy? Was that his name?
Yes.
I think so.
How did he start the fire on the beach or wherever they were? Yes, Janine. He rubbed the two ends of the glasses together to start the fire. Where did I get that from?
I don't know.
Obviously, it was reflection off the glasses, but I legit thought he rubbed the two ends of the glasses together.
The ingredients were there. You partial credit. You were almost there. We were with you. Don't worry.
Oh,
That reminds me of, this wasn't a misunderstanding, but I think, Frank, you were there for this. Do you know the story I'm going to tell now?
How would I know what story you're going to tell?
Because you started giggling a little bit. We were taking the bus home from high school, and we were taking the city bus home. So we're sitting on the bus, and two buses pull alongside each other. And in the back of the other bus, I can see somebody that I kind of know, but I don't know all that well. And they start waving. So I'm like, hey, I wave back because it was a girl. I was like, all excited, hey,
I think I
I'm gonna get a wave. And she kind of waves again. And I'm like, yeah, I see you. Like, we made the connection. And then I turn around and realize that she's waving to the person behind me.
Yeah, you weren't that alert back in high school.
Oh.
Or the time.
Remember, all right, how about we're on our way home from hockey. We had just lost the championship game. Remember this day like it was yesterday. We're in the car on the way back. I think my mom may have been driving, or your mom, one of us. We're in the same car, and on the left, we're driving up Cross Bay Boulevard or Woodhaven Boulevard, and we look, and there's a girl waving. I think, Anthony, you may have been at the window.
You were writing.
I was in the middle.
You were writing, bitch. I was at the window.
I was. And this girl says, does the roll down your window gesture. And Anthony goes, shit, I'll roll down the window. Oh, thought he was getting flirted with. And, just make us check this out. I was like, oh, yeah, hey, I'm waving. She's like, I think she's flirting with, she wants to talk to me. I said, dude, that's my cousin, you asshole. Then my cousin pulls up and starts talking to us, and Anthony is like head in his hands, embarrassed. I'm like, you're a giant idiot.
First of all,
at least it cheered us up after losing.
Yeah, the idea that she would even pay attention to anybody like me, I was like, this is amazing. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm like, check this out, and he's like, that's my cousin. But you failed to tell this part of the story that like a year or so prior to that, the same exact thing happened where a different cousin of Frank's was driving down the block and like honked and waved, and I said something off color about it.
Yeah. Yeah, before realizing that, well, not even realizing, I had to say again, that's my cousin.
Oops.
It ain't my fault you have super hot cousins, though.
I don't know what to tell you.
Are any of them divorced? Just asking for a friend.
One has 2 kids.
Really?
Yes. The other one is married with 2 kids.
Well, I could ignore 2 kids. I'm ignoring 2 kids right now. It's not a big deal. Make it work.
What's 2 more?
What's 2 more kids to ignore? That's hilarious. Yeah, I could probably think of 1,000 embarrassing stories. But I think we've run out of time.
Cool.
On that note.
Final thoughts? J Sabs.
Well, yeah.
Our water is not from Poland.
Good note. Good note.
Were you a good student, Janine? Were you overly excited to answer questions? Seems like that.
You know what it was? Like, I was never good in math and science, and I truly believed I knew this answer. So
you were eager.
Poland. No.
What made you think? Yeah, what made you think Poland was the right?
Because Poland spring water.
Oh my goodness.
To be fair, did the teacher say bottled water or like?
No, where does New York get our Where does New York get our supply? Like basically, where's our water come from?
That's a fair answer, and I can't say it's incorrect.
Oh, everybody made fun of me.
You know, that's not a fair answer. He's just trying to make you feel good. That was dumb, and you should feel dumb for saying it.
What was I thinking?
Okay, here's an annoying thought I have, and it does revolve around Poland Spring.
Oh God.
I can't imagine. Okay, go ahead.
It always annoyed me that, and I like this. Okay, it always annoyed me that we only ever got one view of the spring. Like, why was there never another angle of the spring? Now I know it's a fictitious place.
If you go on top of the ridge, there's a guy peeing in that river.
I know it's a fictitious place, but still, it drives me nuts.
Polish guy paint.
Yeah, it drives me nuts that we don't have another view of the friggin' spring. Like, there's got to be another angle.
I'm sure, and with all the islands in Fiji, we get that same shot.
Excellent point, Frank. Excellent point. Final thoughts for Frankie C.
Big cheers when you're drinking tonight. A little toast for the Tucci.
Yeah.
Bringing us all together and making us...
Oh, I'll be thinking of him tonight.
There you go. Making us enjoy another drink during this trying time.
I'm really annoyed at my neighbor because I get a text from my neighbor the other day, a Sunday. The text is... Actually, my wife got the text from his wife, which was they snuck a barber over and like, we got a barber over. Do you want a haircut? And I was kind of like tempted. I was like,
that's not cool.
I would love a pro haircut, but I don't want to like, and they were like, oh yeah, so-and-so's coming over. You can go after them. And I'm like, no, now we're really contaminating this barber.
You're right.
Yeah, not cool.
Go to find out.
Lawbreakers.
Like, and this drove me crazy all day Sunday, and then till Monday, till I saw my neighbor, he buzzes his hair. What the hell did you?
On.
Right? I mean, why do you have a person coming over to cut your hair if you're just buzzing your hair?
You don't need that.
Yeah, that's a waste.
Is he doing the wife's hair too? I mean,
no, I don't think she got her hair done because like, Dee didn't get offered. It was just like, hey, so-and-so's barber's coming over. They're cutting hair in the garage. It felt like a real underground thing. I was like, oh, this is going to be cool.
That's weird.
The password is...
Yeah, I was sneaking.
Yeah, not necessary.
You know what that's from? Can anyone say?
Cable Guy.
Cable Guy. Come on.
Very good.
You know
Very
what podcast you're on?
I know.
Give me a break.
The idiot in the middle just shouted out jury duty. I mean, we're going to know Cable Guy.
We're going to get
10
Cable Guy.
movies.
By the way, I think, Frank, you and I saw Jury Duty in the theater together.
First Bay one?
I think you're right.
That was the first time I pulled the penis in the bottom of the popcorn move on you.
And I haven't forgiven
I
you
like
for
that
falling
drink
for
a
that.
Again. Popcorn's a little bit more skinny than I thought.
Today I went shopping for I did the 2-week shopping today. By the way, like, I mean, kudos to the friggin' nurses and doctors. They are wearing masks dealing with COVID patients. I wore a mask and walked around King Cullen for an hour and a half, and like my jaw, I'm all like sore, like my face is all irritated. It's like horrible. But
it hurts.
It's an uncomfortable thing.
Yeah,
I agree.
It really is awful. And I had, there you go. Should have done the whole show that way.
That's mine.
I did.
That is my mask.
I did it's 2 items only of everything. I snuck in a third stovetop popcorn because I had to. Yeah.
You know, why don't you just get the haircut? You've already crossed the line. There's no turning back now.
Frank, do you want to explain why you have a hemorrhoid pillow hanging on your coat sign today?
It is not a hemorrhoid pillow. That is my neck pillow.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, that's what I use it for. I could probably use it for hemorrhoids, but it's
where do you use that?
I actually discovered that
toilet.
This is the best. No. This is the best pillow that I could sleep with. But I use this pillow to go to sleep now.
So you sleep at night with that pillow every night?
I do. Well, I only started 2 nights ago. And
do you sleep in a chair?
No, I sleep in bed. And every pillow I've ever had is uncomfortable and it hurts my neck. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you sleep, you're pitched forward a little, your head, right?
Yeah.
Isn't your head like pitched up?
It depends on the thickness of your pillow.
Right.
Well, no matter what, your body's flat on the mattress and the pillow is going to lift your head up. No?
Depending on the
pillow. So you sleep on
your
back?
I sleep on my back. Well, if I sleep on my back, this is under my neck and it supports my head and it's back a little bit and I'm kind of level. I'm flat. But if I turn, then I got this on my side. You know, I'm laying on this part and it lifts my head up off the pillow, off the mattress, and it's got the right alignment from my neck. Believe me, I used to have a lot of back problems, and this I pay attention to this kind of stuff. I had back surgery a long time ago. Yeah.
I think your wife. I think your wife should leave you for that pillow.
I wouldn't blame her. It's a freaking miracle worker. No, but I'm looking into it.
It looks like it came from the Tiger King line of neck pillows.
That's what Erin said. She said to bring that up.
That pillow looks like Joe Exotic designed that pillow.
This I got for Christmas in this past year.
In Oklahoma?
Frank.
At the zoo?
In Oklahoma. Yes.
At the gift shop?
Who knew? Who knew that it would become so popular? I bet you could sell it on eBay.
The pattern is like, I guess, wood
Frank,
pattern.
Can you hold that up and say, I will never financially recover from this?
I will never financially recover from this. I haven't seen the show, so I don't know what I'm doing.
How do you sleep with that? Do it again. Put it.
I could ask your wife the same question that Janine just asked you.
I sleep like this, and then when if I'm on my back, I'm just normal. It's under my neck. It supports my head, and when I turn, it lifts. It's just like we have a pillow under your head when you sleep on your side. These parts are under my head.
Let me ask you a question. Do you sleep on a mattress or a coach seat? Which one do you?
Or a coach?
Yeah, like an airplane.
Ha. Cute.
That was a good line.
Erin's turning, waking up in the middle of the night going,
Hey, listen, I recommend this for anybody who
Erin's waking up in the middle of the night going, holy shit, what the hell is that?
What the fuck
There's an animal in our bed.
Is there a pillow underneath that pillow?
No.
In 2 nights.
Your neck doesn't hurt you?
No, the pillow hurts me because the pillow, after a while, it flattens and then my head's pitched forward. And it just my neck, Frank. I wake up with neck problems.
Have you tried ordering a MyPillow? Because we should really thank God and President Trump for the fact that he saved us from coronavirus.
Let me tell you, that pillow sucks.
I've heard nothing but that.
I've had a MyPillow. I think I have a MyPillow. I love it. It's awesome.
Do you? Is that what you use?
I think I have a MyPillow. Yeah, I think I do. I love it.
I don't know what I have. One of those foam ones, and like kind of similar, I guess, to the MyPillow. But it goes flat. It never supports it right. I just need that support under my neck, on the back of my head.
No, I'm gonna send you the one Gaetano has.
And this never goes flat. This never, it's always got that thickness.
And it's the best thing. It's $9.99.
The one that your husband has?
No, the one that Frank has.
This thing. It's the cheapest thing, and it's wonderful.
All right, let me ask you a question, Janine. The one that you want to send to Frank, was that designed by Carol Baskin, or what are we doing here?
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually a cooling pillow, so your head stays cool during the night.
Does that really work, those cooling pillows?
It really does.
Yeah?
It really, because I sweat like an animal during the night, and if I use Gaetano's pillow sometimes, I never do. It's $60, but it was worth it.
Do you want to know the last fight my wife and I had was over the pillow? Now, you tell me who's wrong here. We're running out of time, but you tell me who's wrong here. You. I get to bed, right? She goes to bed like 3 hours before I do. So I finally go crawl into bed. I lay my head down, okay, and I realize I have her pillow. This isn't my pillow. And now we've been together for, I don't know, a really long time. And we know whose pillow is who. She fully stole my pillow, was sleeping on it. So what would you do in that situation? Frank, what would you do?
She's asleep.
She's out cold. She's not only out cold, she's been sleeping for a really long time. We're actually probably closer to the time that the kids are going to run into the room and wake her up than we are from the time that she fell asleep.
Well, I don't think I have to worry about that in my situation. However, if I were in your situation, you got to let her sleep with the thing for one night.
Janine, what would you do?
Oh God, this is a hard question because I'm very specific about my pillows.
Knowing Anthony, he woke her up.
I yanked that pillow right out from under
her.
her.
I know
piece of crap. You giant piece of crap, you.
She was so mad at me. She was so pissed.
I'm kind of mad at you.
She brought it up the next day, and I was just like, I couldn't go to sleep. I can't, like, not sleep with my own. I got a very specific setup here. All right. And I thought you talk about dumb ideas. I thought if I yanked it out quickly, it was kind of like when you pull
like
out
a tablecloth.
Yeah.
Yanking out quickly is never a good idea.
It's always a good idea.
Well, yeah, it's true. As long as now, yeah.
But you woke her up probably, right? You tried, and she was pissed off. Was she able to sleep? And that's the mother of your kids. I'm sure she had a rough day with the kids.
Yeah, probably.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy trying to get points.
Irrelevant to the story. I don't know if she was still awake because I fell asleep right away. So I'm not really sure.
Oh, good for you. I'm glad you were able to
get this. Good for you.
Oh, good for you.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Good podcast. Fun as always.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Frank, send me that wood pillow.
No chance.